Hey everyone!
Hello.
Welcome to our first in-person video. We'll be talking about
Witchcraft.
Yeet! So, I guess we're just gonna start with talking about like the basics of witchcraft, how me and Snow both got into it, and kind of, what we have here, and the different like things that we have started doing with it, as well as the difference between Wicca and witchcraft. That's always a common misconception, and then we'll kind of like branch off of those, and whatever we don't get to, leave a comment down below, and we'll bring it up in the next video. We do have some more time-lapse videos on their way, as well as we do have some other video plans getting into like the more spoopy things. We've been studying up on haunted dolls, so you can see that in the future. And yeah, subscribe and click that notification button down below, and you'll get all that coming right up. So moving on, let's start with Snow and your witchcraft and how you got into it.
So I originally got into it because of this one right here. I was born and raised in a Christian Catholic household. I went to a Catholic school. I hated it, hated every minute of it. And then I always liked, when I was in middle school, I went to the Renaissance Fair here in Pennsylvania, and I saw this pentacle. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
The pentacle, not the pentagram. A pentacle necklace, and I got it, and I thought it was really cool, and I just felt like a connection to it. But my mom actually took it away and threw it away because she's like, "You're not gonna practice this demon crap in my household." Can't say the other word I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
You too. And then in 9th grade, I met this one, and he was already practicing, so I started researching it, and then now I have my own altar. I have the God in which I practice alongside of now, and I'm just really getting into it. I've also always been a medium, or sensitive to spirits. So.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I mean, I know when I first met you in freshman year, I was ooh, witchcraft, and I was kind of practicing, trying to get into it and everything, and then I stopped for a while, and now I'm really trying to get back into it. I still go days on end where I don't do anything with it, and then something sparks, and I'm like, oh, where I need to start trying to be more consistent. Consistency, positivity, and belief are the biggest things with practicing witchcraft, as well as being a practitioner in Wicca and paganism, in those senses. So, when I started practicing witchcraft, it actually was the summer before my 8th grade. I went up to my mom's house, and I had a little experience up there that kind of, made me think, wow, that was weird. How did I do that type of deal? And my mom, sat me down and talked to me about, she practiced witchcraft, and witchcraft has been in our family in the past and before, and she doesn't really practice it anymore. She was really big in it back then. But when I heard about that, I was like, ooh, witchcraft. I didn't know this is actually real. I was still kind of young and naive. I was like, oh, I really want to live in a fantasy world type of deal. And now I'm
Still like that.
I'm definitely still like that all the time. And now I'm just kind of practicing and learning all I can. When I first started practicing witchcraft, it was more of the fact of, I'm going to practice it, I'm going to do every spell I can, I'm going to see which ones work, which ones don't, type of deal. And that's not how to do it whatsoever. That can be very dangerous. And then you kind of waste all your energy, you bring negativity into your household if you're not very cautious about the way that you're practicing and all. And you can then attract things that you would only see in nightmares. So, that being said, a lot of practicing started with this book here. I definitely recommend it. Let's see. There we go. So it is the Wicca Handbook by Eileen Holland. It's kind of tattered. I bought this used, but it's a really good book to to kind of start off. She talks about her own beliefs in here, and her foundation of witchcraft and what she does, and then she goes into different like correspondences for different types of magic, different astral projection techniques, meditation, the Wiccan read. So this book is very like into Wicca, but she also gets into the practices of witchcraft. So I guess we'll get into what witchcraft and Wicca, like the differences of those are. So Snow.
So, with witchcraft, you don't have to be practicing any religion. It's its own thing. While Wicca
Is the religion based around it. So 9 out of 10 times you'll see Wiccans that do practice witchcraft. But you do not have to be a Wiccan to be a witch. And you don't have to be a witch and a Wiccan. There's Christian witches, there's witches that are just solitary witches that don't practice any type of religion, they just practice it for the craft. Witchcraft is more about the spells, about the meditation and practices, getting to divination and stuff like that. More Wiccans are more about the rituals tied in with the spells, as well as they practice towards different covens of Wiccans practice towards different patron gods, goddesses, stuff like that. Most witches, 9 out of 10 times, are Wiccans that practice under a sort of pantheon of a religion or a mythology, and they practice towards those gods and goddesses. So as for me, I would consider myself a practicing witch as well as a Celtic Wiccan because I practice under the Celtic pantheon. It was with my Irish and Scottish heritage. It is one of the things that I felt really most connected with. And then when I started researching it, I felt a lot of the signs I was getting from my patron god to begin with, Cernunnos, connected back to him and to the Celtic beliefs. And then my patron goddess that I have discovered, which as new witches or Wiccans trying to find a patron or a god or a goddess to practice under, you'll realize that you don't get to choose them. You are not worshiping them. You practice alongside them. They help you, you help them, you offer them things, and they help you in return. But it's not like a worshiper type of deal. So my second patron, the goddess Arion Rod, who is a weaver of fate and moon goddess, as well as a goddess of wisdom. So signs from both of those were coming to me in my daily life, and I researched the signs and type of things, and finally made my connections back to them. And as I started practicing with them, I felt responses, and that's when I confirmed it was them. As for Snow here,
So I myself am also a Wiccan witch. I practice under the Greek mythology, and I actually literally today I got my response from the patron god that I wanted to practice under. So I called to him. It's Dionysus, or Dionysus, whichever you prefer to pronounce his name. So I've been practicing with him for like a month or two now, but only today did I get the big sign that like he's finally accepted me, which is perfect. So I only have one patron that I practice with as of now, but I am now feeling like there's another one that I hope to call out to and that will respond to me. I'm not sure who that is yet, but we'll see in the near future. Yeah.
yeah. So moving along from there, other books that I have here that are great things. I have a book upstairs I didn't bring down with me. Sorry. That is.
I told you to bring down all of them.
That is a Wiccan textbook by don't remember his name. But it's one of the most basic witchcraft textbooks, Wiccan textbooks that you'll ever find. It's probably yay big. It's blue, has a giant pentagram on the front of it. So moving along from those.
Well, just to make a little witch joke. So if you're a Christian witch, are you a spicy Christian though?
Getting back into our books, the next two books that I got were the Teen Spell book, which is really good for new witches starting off. They're very simple rituals with not that many ingredients that you need. They also delve into like the glossary of different like items or like words, and what is it? Like what their definition for each thing is, like grounding, or the definition for like an intuition, or magic with a K. Thank you very much, because magic with a K is the magic that witches practice. Magic with a C, which some people still use it in, you know, books and stuff when it comes to witchcraft, but magic with a C is commonly known as just illusion magic, sleight of hand, card tricks, the fake magic. The other book I got was the Encyclopedia of Magical Ingredients. This is by Lex Roshin, and the Teen Spell book was by Jamie Wood. Now this one is basically towards kitchen witches and Wiccans, different ingredients to use in food and different like things that each of them do. So like, for example, oil can be considered part of water type liquid, magical form being a fragrance or an essential oil, and then it tells you like what you can do with it and how it can be used in your magical life. From there, I got this wonderful book called Witchcraft. It is by Melissa West, and this book is about like traditional, back in the day, old time witchcraft, like use a bat's wing for this type of magic. It's like a more dark book. I haven't actually used it for anything, but I did read it for its different, like, you know, its style and stuff, and it's really cool. It does talk about like witchcraft and Wiccanism and paganism as well, so that's cool. And then I haven't delved into this book yet, but it is this whole series of books by Sky Alexander is really good for starting off, which is this one specifically is called the Modern Witchcraft Spellbook, your complete guide to crafting and casting spells. It's very aesthetically pleasing. I love this one. I haven't started reading it yet, but it does have like charts, love, have bullet points, love, and lists and everything. It's not a hard read, and it definitely gets into like, it literally is like an ingredient book for magic. Like, it also has like conversion charts, love, so there's that. I also got on the same day as that one, this book here, Celtic Magic, for my Celtic practices. It delves really into the Celtic pantheon and everything, and like the nature side of Celtic witches. It also has some spells in here as well. I started reading it not too long ago, getting into the different like preparing for magic portions of the book. And then my trusty oracle cards that I bring with me almost everywhere. Oracle cards are not tarot cards. We can delve into that in another video. But these are my oracle cards. I've grounded with them. I've bonded with them so many times. I've read a lot of people with them. They've never drew me into a wrong direction. They give great advice. It's called Earth Magic, the type of oracle card. The designs were made, and the book was written by Stephen D. Farmer. So all of that is awesome, and they're like my daily things that I practice with, or I'm really getting back into practicing with. Other than that, all the other stuff here is snows. So.
Alright, do you want me to show you the books that I brought? Right. So here's the first one. It's called The Green Witch. So this one is much like the ones that Dalton here showed you with ingredients, but this one itself is, it's all about nature magic, and I really love herbology. So if like you want to learn how to make something simple as lavender lemonade to help you sleep at night, this is your thing. It gives you, let's see, bullet points. There's like bullet points. You get like it tells you what herbs are good for meditation. It like literally step-by-step instructions on how to meditate with certain herbs. There's, a visions, sound. It tells you, it's just literally like an instruction book. But this is only, for like your herbology.
And this book is by Aaron Murphy Hiscock. Giving credit to those authors.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. But yeah, I really suggest this for all witches, not just green witches, because it's gonna help you identify different plants. Speaking of that, there's also an app that I will show that's really good for that. The next book I got was The Crystal Witch. And this one is going to be good for all of you because I know for a fact if you're not a witch, you got some crystals because you're meditating, because that's really trendy right now. So this one's really good. Not only does it
Want to lose weight? Meditate. Have stressful parents? Meditate.
Meditate.
Hate your life? Meditate.
So it actually gives you pictures of each of the crystals that it describes in this book, which is really nice. So if you're never not sure about, let's just say you go into one of those like little shops at the mall that like they don't actually know what they're talking about, and you're like, can I have an amber? And they'll give you this one that looks like this. You could be like, excuse me, that's not what I'm looking for. But then it also like tells you like the first few chapters is like what is the crystal witch. They like kind of dive into like the crystal ball and like what those represented. I'm pretty sure it goes into like where it came from, like how do people start using crystals and like all that cool stuff. So it's really good. Definitely recommend this one. This one is by Sean Roberts. Robin?
Sean Robbins.
Sean Robbins and Lena Greenway.
And Liana Greenaway.
I'm dyslexic, so he will be our main reader out loud.
Hey.
But this book I wanted to bring specifically because I know I have a bigger version of this book and I did not want to bring that because it's really big. But Book of Shadows and Grimoires are something that we'll do a different video upon. But this I would consider my grimoire, and my other one is my Book of Shadows. So like, simply it's like a book of like your personal spells. Like here I ripped out a page to like do a spell with. And we'll go more into that, but I really like the craftsmanship on this one. And my other one's even prettier. And then I also have my own set of cards. Unfortunately, these are tarot cards, so they're not the oracle cards, but they're not. I've never been steered wrong with them. I'm still new to reading cards, so I'm still getting used to them. We're still bonding. The art and they were designed and created by MJ
Cullinane.
They have a crow. They're based on crows. Crows are a really big animal for me. I've always felt really connected to them, which is why I felt so connected to these. And yeah.
Awesome. And we have like a couple candles here. Obviously, if you are a witch or any gay person in the world, you got some candles. So there's that.
Have some crystals there.
Yeah, just a little pyramid pyramid prism, rose quartz, and then like a regular clear quartz crystal. Obviously, we have a message here. You can't really see it that well with the lighting, as well as the chalkboard being the way that it is. We need to get better chalk, but it does say, "Blessed be new friends." So as our videos progress, you can look for new messages on the board all the time, as well as new decorations depending on what the video is going to be about. So that'll be cool. That'll be really fun.
Change depending on what we do.
Oh my god, I didn't put my incense burner in the shot. But I have a little wolf incense burner behind you guys, so sorry.
I have a dragon one at home, but I'm not going to bring that because it has a glass ball on it, and I'm not risking that breaking.
Yeah. Other than that, what else did I say? We were going to talk about our practices, what we got, how we got started. And then in other videos, we'll delve into like the different subjects of it. We talked about the little bit of difference between witchcraft and Wicca. Sorry about the beeping.
What is
Um,
that?
what?
What is that?
I have no idea. It's like a little like sensor thing, but I have no idea what it's for.
Weird.
And that seems like all that we got today. So thank you so much. Definitely comment down below what you guys want to see next, whether it regards witchcraft or we are going to be doing videos like this about LGBT anime reviews. My Hero is lit right now, so My Hero Academia, watch it.
Big rip.
Anything and everything that we talk about, unless there is a separate cut in explaining it, is not sponsored. So all these books, all these authors, everything that we do, we are not sponsored by anybody. We are still new. So hit those subscriber counts and maybe one of these people will sponsor us. That'd be awesome. Other than that, you guys have a great night and blessed be.
Blessed be, friends.
How close it starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone